Attention! Go!
And away they go, the bad boys. No time wasted, straight off the start. They just need to correct the steering a little bit. And the University of London also away cleanly. A lot of power going down as they head through the trickiest steering zone of the channel that was dug in 1924 alongside Temple Island to allow us to have this beautiful straight course, 2,112 metres stretching ahead, perhaps 2,012 metres now.
And they will have to correct their steering here before the umpire's onto them. Kiwis sitting out just a little far into the middle of the river, but it looks like they're correcting their steering now. In the stroke seat, Drickus Conradi, 22 years of age.
Yeah, they're rowing well, actually, aren't they? They're rowing well as a crew that hasn't rowed together very much at all. They're moving the Costas forward quite powerfully. Looking to be maybe on terms with the University of London crew, maybe a fraction ahead looking from this angle. You can see them stretching forward there in the bow seat. James Hunter, bronze at the 2017 World Championship. So although they're ex-internationals, they're pretty recent ex-internationals, some of these guys.
That's right. Despite what you'll see on their Instagram account, don't be fooled. We have 4 quality rowers in this crew. Jamie Hunter, as you mentioned, Ian Seymour in the 2 seat, Axel Dickinson and Drickus Conradi in the stroke seat, as I mentioned. So they were certainly trying to give the impression that they were nonplussed about the whole thing, but definitely looking to get through to Sunday here.
Yeah, they're looking at the far side at University of London in the bow seat. Matthew Benstead from Hampton School, a school I know well. Rufus Schofield, Rich Clark, and in the stroke seat Patrick Sullivan. All of these athletes in the University of London crew on the far side under 23s. 3 of the 4 have won medals at under 23s, and they warmed up for Henley by racing in the Netherlands in the Holland Becker in a Cox 4 with a legendary Dutch Cox, and so they feel they're in good shape for this.
And it looks like a little move that's coming here from the University of London Boat Club on the far side. We saw them just pop their rate up and just start to clear out. It's been very evenly matched, and I know we always used to speak about when you are locked side and side with a crew, that it's playing chicken. Someone has to make the move. You can't just sit there because you risk being on the wrong side of it. So there comes a point when you are locked side by side in that kind of a duel to basically take the bull by the horns and make a move and try and extend that gap.
Yeah, I remember my fellow stewards and Hampton School colleagues and Olympic gold medalists, the Searle brothers, saying you're sticking a hand in the flame, and the question is, how long can you hold your hand there? Who takes the hand out first? And that's what it's like when you've got pain and you're suffering. And at the moment, this race is still pretty solid, and I think the athletes will all find that their legs are burning and their lungs are burning because of the intensity they're having to maintain to stay with each other. And as you say, any moment you could find that you move ahead decisively, the other crew starts to lose a bit of belief and you're away. But at the moment, it's still not that clear.
And the Kiwi crew from Wairau and Petone, as you said, they had a difficult race yesterday with Brooks. It was a tight tussle all the way down the course, so that would have cost them. That would have been painful. So stepping up here again today, it's one of those regattas where you really do have to moderate your intensity and your preparation all the way through, because it takes its toll. 5 days, turning up each day is really hard to be able to come up and perform to your peak each time.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, if you haven't been rowing together so much, perhaps you've been doing work on the ergometer, the rowing machine to stay fit, but you've not been on the water together, then there really is no substitute for racing. And I guess that will be one of the weaknesses if you're in the bad boys, the Wairau crew here. And I think that fatigue is starting to take its toll on these athletes, and the form they have is just starting to slip apart. You can see the oars, you want them to move closely together. They've got 2 oars side by side here on the bow side, and they're just starting to look a little bit out of sync as they go in the water, a little bit of tiredness creeping in there potentially. And I think the University of London are now sensing it's time to make a move, and so they're raising their rate of striking. Sitting there in the stroke seat, Patrick Sullivan, 22 years old, and silver medal at the under-23 Worlds in the Cox 4 last year, so he's got real experience in moving fours, and now's the time he's sensing to make a move and try and push on and see if the New Zealanders will give them the chance to escape. I don't think they will.
Yeah, they're really hanging in there, the Kiwis. We saw University of London make a little move earlier. They took about a canvas, but they've really just held that margin the whole time. So this could go anyone's direction at this point. I mean, the Coxless 4 is a tough boat to row. It's particularly tough on this course, and even more so when it's windy and wavy, which today it is. There's lots of craft out on the water, throwing up wash. So it does make it bouncy, it does make it tricky, but it's all part of the fabric that makes this regatta so special. I mean, this is what you come here to do, is to race on this incredible course and everything that it throws at you.
completely right. And you saw there James Hunter looking across from the bow seat of the New Zealand crew looking at University of London, and it's that critical stage in the race where eye contact can be lost, and University of London just starting to break away. You can see there is now clear water emerging between the two boats, and that's a great position to be in. There's nothing like the feeling of sitting in the stroke seat of a boat like this. There's nobody in front of you. All you can see is the crew behind and the track behind, and that's a great feeling for the University of London crews. It will allow them to just relax a touch, and relaxation is so critical to boat moving, particularly in this class.
Yeah, the Bad Boys Rowing Club, they're feeling that Henley burn now. They're sitting about a length and a half down on University of London Boat Club, opening up to clear water. Look, they stuck it to them all the way down the course, but I think that they might have spent all their bickies here. I don't know that they're going to have something to come back with.
Yeah, I think the University of London are looking really good, and actually I think they're looking better and better as the race unfolds, Sarah. Yesterday they said it went well, but their steering was not so great, and I think they've got that sorted out today. Steering, I think, from the three-seat there, so that's something that Rich Clark will be happy about, wearing the backwards-facing cap. And as they come into the closing 20 or so strokes of the race, University of London have managed to pull out a commanding advantage and are now rowing really nicely, and their minds, although we're trying to stop their minds moving on to tomorrow's race, but inevitably that's where you go at this stage.
Yeah, look, that was a really tough race for the Bad Boys, but also for University of London Boat Club. They haven't been able to take their foot off the pedal at all. They'd be feeling pretty confident now in the last few strokes. They've got clear water, they've broken away. It's only happened in the last couple of 100 metres that they've really shut that race down. But a great row here by University of London Boat Club to hold their nerve. They made a decisive little move earlier. They just took a canvas, they broke that race apart. But they were locked together for much of the race. They made that little move, and then it paid dividends later down the track.
Well done to the Bad Boys, because to come here and race against a crew that's training with the intensity of student athletes, and these guys have all moved on from their international careers, all credit to them.
So we see some shots down here at the start. The Bad Boys Rowing Club, Wairau Rowing Club and Petone Rowing Club from New Zealand up against the University of London Boat Club, who were too strong on this occasion. We saw London make a great move, just taking this race by the scruff of the neck.